There's a theologian named Ray Bakke that talked about theology as big as a city was one of his books. But one of the things he used to say is it all begins in the Garden of Eden, but the story ends in a city. And when you look at Revelation, we start in Genesis, the Garden of Eden, we end in Revelation. The end of the Bible is a story of a new Jerusalem. It's a vision of a city brought back to life. And as you read it, it's fascinating. There's a lot of things to notice, but the tree of life runs through the city. The river of life runs through the city. The tree of life is there and flourishing with fruit. It says there's no temple there because God dwells with the people. Whew, a lot going on. That's a whole nother sermon. But the gates are left open. People can live without fear. Open borders in the New Jerusalem. Come on, but it was a way of visualizing what God's doing. And it's a reminder that how we live in this world matters. One of my neighbors, she saw the urban gardens that we're doing. We're growing fruit trees and, we have bees, honeybees in Northfield. We got all this stuff happening. She said, I get what we're doing. I said, what? She said, we're trying to bring the Garden of Eden to North Philadelphia. That's it. That's what we're seeking after. And then I want to invite you to, read this week that New Jerusalem story in Revelation. Because one of the other things it says is when Babylon falls, this vision of Babylon, like the archetype of empire, and it falls. And our brother Tony Campolo, the co-founder of Red Letter Christians, he said, pay attention. When Babylon falls in Revelation, there are two different responses. The response of the merchants and the kings of the earth and the stockbrokers, and the response of the angels. And when Babylon falls, all of those that have grown rich, the billionaires and millionaires, they are weeping. They weep over the fall of Babylon. They say, oh my God, how could Babylon have fallen? And then it says, but there's another response. The angels rejoice. And Tony used to say, come on, when Babylon falls, the question will be, are you going to be crying with the millionaires or rejoicing with the angels? So this has been a powerful season, y'all. And Lisa, it's been just a gift to team up together, put our voices together,
Yeah.
and reflect through the season of Lent, not just on scripture, but on the way that we live. And as we said in the beginning, the early church was called the way because it was a way of life. And part of what's so tragic about the current state of not all, but some of Christianity in America is we've reduced Christianity to a set of doctrines and beliefs. And you can believe all the right things and still be mean and hateful. And so we're inviting us to put flesh on our prayers, to put Christianity into practice, to refuse to have belief only Christianity. Because
Mhm.
Jesus said they will know you are Christians by your love. It's the way we let our light shine in this current darkness. Follow Freedom Road. Make sure you're reading Lisa's Substack. You can get both of our books and a bunch of other people's books at redletterchristians.org. But keep in touch with us. And if you can become a sustainer, a monthly contributor to Red Letter Christians, we would love that. And so keep joining us. This is a movement together that is about living and asking the question, what if Jesus meant the stuff he said? So happy Lent, y'all. Thanks for joining us.